Hello and welcome to Talking Live. I'm Dr. Robi Ludwig right here in Starshop Studio in Times Square. And we have a director and choreographer of a new off-Broadway play that is absolutely going to knock your socks off. Jennifer Werner is the director of Broadway Bounty Hunter. And I saw the rehearsals and loved it.
Oh, I'm so
absolutely loved it. How did you get involved in this project?
I became involved with Broadway Bounty Hunter. The writers, Joe Iconis, Jason Williams, and Lance Rubin, I've worked with them for about 10 years on a lot of different projects. And they came up with this wonderful story with Annie Golden, who's the lead, and it was a vehicle for her because they just love her so much. And they asked me to become a part of it when the off-Broadway possibility was happening. They knew it was right up my alley.
Because you have experience with Broadway shows.
Yes.
So you were with the Book of Mormon, is that correct?
Yes, I'm the supervising associate director worldwide for all of the Book of Mormons worldwide, but I also do a lot of my own work as well. So.
How did you get involved and become a director? Because I'm sure many people out there are thinking, how would I even do that?
It's not a conventional career path.
Yeah.
I actually started out as a performer.
Oh.
So I came to New York with my little suitcase and my little white buckle shoes when I graduated from college, and I was a Broadway performer. I was a rockette as well, and I basically just worked as much as I could doing anything, industrials, TV, whatever. And I quite quickly became sort of the dance captain of any company I was in, and directors and choreographers sort of took an interest in me and sort of took me under their wing. So I became an assistant and an associate and started working alongside a lot of different people who were wonderful and mentored me and just sort of brought me along. I think our business has a lot of apprenticeship.
Yeah,
and
that makes
really,
sense.
That really helps. So you're always sort of looking out towards the next generation, and you just sort of, if you pay attention and put your phone down, you can learn a lot.
So I brought my son. We have a picture of my son and me and Jared Josephs, who's so fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
That was a picture, black and white. And Jason really is more of a sports guy, I was telling you. And he so loved the play. And this was just rehearsals. So this was just in not even a theater. It was a theater, but it was kind of a makeshift theater.
It was just rehearsals. So
no
there was
costume,
nothing,
no bells and
yeah.
whistles, no makeup, no anything, just pure talent. And I have to say, so Jason now loves Broadway and he wants to see it in its final, when it's finally on stage, and it's Greenwich Theater?
At the Greenwich House Theater on Barrow Street down in the Village.
Yeah. And I enjoyed watching you work. And after the play, I came up to you because you had such a nurturing style. And I could tell that you're just a very supportive director. Have you been told that?
Many times, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of it, I'm a mother of three, but I think also part of that is my joy and what gets me up in the morning about being a director is working with actors and other designers and making the piece good and making them feel great. I just feel like at the end of the day, if I can't walk away going, I made a difference in someone's life.
Yeah.
Because you really are part of making someone's dreams come true as an actor or a designer. And how you do that and how you move through life can be a positive influence on people or not.
I agree. I so agree with you. Let's get into the storyline. Now, I read somewhere that Joe Iconis actually wrote this for Annie Golden. Is that true?
It is true. It actually started
And we have a picture of Joe Iconis and Annie Golden right there. Yeah.
So cute. Annie's been part of our little family group for about 10 years, and she did a workshop with him and the other two writers. The casting director asked him, well, who do you see in this role? And he said, like an Annie Golden type. And she said, well, let me ask her, maybe she'll do it. And thus, she came in and did it, and that started a great artistic relationship. And he and the other two writers were having drinks one night. They were like, why doesn't she have a show of her own where she's the hero, where she's the star? She's a woman of a certain age, and those roles get smaller and smaller, with our youth-obsessed culture, you're relegated to the kooky maid or the mom or whatever. And they're like, what if she was just some kick-ass action-adventure hero? And, you know, all those wonderful things, those adventures that, you know, those heroes get to go on. What if she did that?
I really resonated with the themes in the play, and let's get to what the play is about, because it's really, there are powerful themes in there, but it's a feel-good play. And let's face it, we all need to feel good.
Yes.
And that's what theater is for. It's to entertain, educate, and it's an escape, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Broadway Bounty Hunter, I feel like there's what I'm finding with our preview audience is that everyone loves it, from 14-year-old kids to octogenarians to anyone. You can find something in that show that resonates with you. It's so much fun. It's such a wild ride. The music is amazing. It's a 70s cool R&B funk score. Everyone in it has the most amazing voices you've ever heard. So
incredible.
Everything's just so catchy. You sit there and the music's amazing. You're having a great time. It's hilarious. It also has a lot of heart to it.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, everyone walks away, regardless of who you are, or where you came from, or how old you are, or whatever. You walk away feeling like, you know what, I don't necessarily need to be a bounty hunter, but maybe I can do whatever I want with my life.
I could be my own Shiro. So
I can be my own.
I could be my own Shiro, which we should all aspire to be. But Annie is an older, of a certain age actress who is down on her luck because her former, or her husband is deceased, is passed away, and she's not able to get the roles that she wants, and she's in danger of having her electric turned off and being kicked out of her apartment until someone finds her and says, you can be a bounty hunter.
Which sounds preposterous.
Yes.
But, you know, and thus hilarity ensues.
And we have some pictures of this show,
Yeah.
And the diverse cast.
She meets this wonderful cast of characters who are just so interesting and cool. And really, she just sort of discovers her inner badass along the way. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes, of course.
She discovers her inner badass and kind of realizes that, you know, it doesn't matter. You can still create meaning in your life.
Absolutely.
You know?
So it really addresses, well, it was interesting when I was doing some research for this interview, Joe Iconis prides himself on basically addressing or paying attention to the marginalized. And he was very proud to say that it was 3 white writers that were very aware of diversity and wanted to include that. And I feel like this play certainly does that in such a natural way. And you don't even really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, from our team, we are very female heavy. Our lead producers are 2 females, and I'm a female director, choreographer, and there's not a lot of us, you know. It's hard to do that in this business.
That must feel so good.
It does, but they brought me on board because they believe in my work.
Yeah.
And that feels really good that that being a female didn't hold them back from entrusting me with something that was very special and very cool. You know, we have female designers. We have designers of all different ages. Our youngest is Jeffrey Coe, who's 23, and our oldest is Jules Fisher, who's in his 80s.
Oh,
you know,
I
it's
love
just,
that.
So there's a whole gamut of diversity, and I think it sort of speaks to the piece. There's just so much joy in this show. There's so much energy in this show.
But there's purpose, and I have to say, as a therapist, so I don't know if you knew that about me. So I also work as a therapist, and I wrote a book called Your Best Ages Now, which basically
is this show.
Yeah, it really is, and there were themes that I highlighted in the book in terms of, you know, there's always a new chapter. That we don't think that way, but this show is a reminder that you can find a new purpose in your life, that you can find love at any point, that you could find yourself, and just find new friends that are meaningful. And it really is, you know, there is that theme that runs through it that really you just are pulling for the character.
Yeah. You're absolutely rooting for her. You know, the bounty hunters that she meets are a cast of very diverse people who are so comfortable in their skin. And normally, you know, a lot of times, you know, these sorts of people are marginalized in stories. And in Joe's writing, it's celebrated.
Right.
As something that to aspire to, and I love that that's a theme and that's a message, and that they're so cool.
Yes.
And, you find that Annie finds that she can be comfortable with who she is.
Yeah. It was a little harsh when she was getting rejected at the beginning.
But so
I have
true.
to say, I just held my breath because I was like, oh my God, that's so harsh. And it's interesting because Annie Golden's career is so fascinating. I really didn't know that much about her before seeing her in this play, and then I became very curious. And I mean, her background is so diverse and fantastic. She was the leader of a punk band in the 70s.
She lived at CBGB's.
And
she was a rocker.
And just I love looking at those old videos.
I mean, she had a band called The Shirts. There's so many pictures, and
the songs are great.
They're great. In the CBGB's coffee table book, you get Annie's in there.
There were specials done about her. She was on David Letterman, so she's had a really interesting career.
Very interesting because she straddles TV, she straddles having a rock band, and also straddles Broadway. So it's a very unique kind of person. So she's such a unique person. It's such a celebration of someone who's so cool. I mean,
she's somebody who truly embodies the message in the play, which is, you can do anything and be anything at any point, regardless of what you've been taught. And what I say is that we've been given this wrong cultural map.
Oh my gosh.
That leads us to give up on ourselves way too early, and I imagine that's especially true in the entertainment business. We also have your assistant director and choreographer too. Okay,
we do
so Leonard Sullivan is joining us. He got stuck in traffic. Come on in. Come on over.
Hello, I'm here.
We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I love this play.
Oh, it's amazing.
I love
isn't
everything about it, and I saw it with no bells and whistles, so I can't even imagine how much I'm going to be blown away.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for you to come back.
Yeah, and it was just the way. I have to say, what was so nice was afterwards, after the rehearsal was over, I was in the elevator with many of the actors, with my son who came with me, and they were so down to earth and just so accessible, and I just really love that they're nice people.
Yeah, Jen and I always say that the biggest takeaway we'll have was the experience and creating it with these amazing, talented individuals, and sometimes we grab ourselves and we're like, wow, look at them.
I think in the course of a career, hopefully you do a lot of work, but some work is more special than others. And so when you do something like this, like Broadway Bounty Hunter, and you realize the music's amazing and the people you're working with are so inspiring and the work is so good and it's so funny and you get to play these really cool characters and this awesome original story, it doesn't come along every day.
Yeah.
And I think we're all aware of that. And
it seemed like everybody was pulling for one another and just so grateful for the compliments, and I'm like, oh my God, these people are blowing me away with their talent. They could say, oh yes, and I would totally understand and I would not blame them. Now, what exactly are you doing with the show?
Everything.
What? He's doing everything? All right, I'm glad I asked.
So, I mean, without giving away too many Broadway secrets, we actually start working on the project fairly early. So, so we would meet and get a studio space or a hotel room if I was traveling on tour or something, and we would choreograph. She would choreograph and try things out on me to see if it would work. And we'd build the show. So she comes in with the ideas, and then it's important to see it on someone else, because what works in your head, and then and that's what we did to build it.
It was a year and a half of prep and pre-production and me learning martial arts, which is crazy. But
Now, were the two of you often in agreement about your artistic vision?
Okay, so let's make it very clear.
Okay,
This is my boss.
I want to hear the secrets. That's what I do.
This is my boss, and I work for her.
Okay.
So what I usually do is try to bring whatever is in her head and her ideas to life the best of my ability. But the job of a good assistant is to whisper in her ear, being like, I don't get it, or
that's not going to work.
That's not going to work. But what it also is a strong director will either hear me and agree best idea always wins, works
Best
with her a
idea
lot.
always
Or
wins.
sometimes I can't see yet the end vision she has, so I just have to be quiet and wait for it to play out. And often more than not, it plays out. And I was like, oh, I guess she knows what she's doing. Glad I work for her.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, I'm there to supplement, so we can rehearse in another room, something they already know that I can review, and she specifically gives me the things to look for and to clean up in the choreography. But usually with the directing and acting, I usually let her fly, and then I just sit there.
Let's make sure, and we're going to have a link so everybody can find tickets to the show.
Absolutely.
It's only going on for 10 weeks.
Yeah, through September 15th.
Okay.
So it's a summer show and it's just so fun. It's such a great way to.
It's fun. It has a really great message. The talent is just
Off the
there.
charts.
You can tell that they have a relationship with one another. It just feels good in every single way. And I think it's really important for people to sit with a powerful message that age really is just a number. But I do love the term of a certain age.
Yes,
because I
yes.
haven't heard that. Is that a 70s term?
It's sort yes.
I love it.
And most deliberately so. It's sort of a old-fashioned term.
Yeah.
A delicate euphemism to give to a woman. As if there's something wrong with it.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
As if you
which
should
is
just
not.
like buy your coffin and like give
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And the nice thing is that exactly like what happens in the play is that I find with the patients I work with, they can have their best years in any decade.
Yes.
And so that's a wonderful message to underscore with good singing and good dancing. So I'm going to encourage everybody to go out and see it, because if my son turned into a Broadway watcher or an off-Broadway watcher as a result of a rehearsal, that's really good. We do something called the Quick Five. Will you play along with me?
Of course we will.
It was cold.
Yeah,
See what you
yeah.
have to say.
Okay. What movie would greatly be improved if it was made into a musical?
Star Wars.
Yes!
Oh, good.
But I
one.
just love sci-fi. I love fantasy.
Yeah.
And I think I want to see anything. Maybe Game of Thrones musical.
Yeah, that's good.
Epic.
The musical.
And if anyone wants to throw money their way, we just say yes. Okay, we just say yes and call me later.
I mean, how do you top those two?
Well, you can agree.
Anything after I say it, that is not as epic. So I'll agree with her.
Okay.
What about a big tap number from Game of Thrones?
Of course.
All into that?
Of course.
I didn't even watch Game of Thrones, and I would watch it that way. I would watch anything you direct, so
A
just
big
call
tap
me and I'll come. If you could kill off any character from a current TV show, who would it be and why?
Wow.
You get to watch more fun stuff than I do.
I do.
Can you
if I
tell
could-
I wrote a book about murder?
if I could kill off a TV
Yeah.
character, that is delicious. I mean, that's why I watched Game of Thrones, because they killed off everybody I got
Yeah.
annoyed with. So if I had to pick one, I guess I would have. It probably would have been Jennifer Aniston off of Friends.
Oh, that's a good one. That's so why?
I don't know. She
Was
just
it her
got
hair?
She just got on my nerves.
got on your nerves.
She did. And Ross was a good guy from the beginning.
Yeah.
I had to wait so long.
It happens.
She's out of there.
Who would you kill off Steinfeld? Would you kill off
Off of Seinfeld? Oh, that's a hard one. But
That's
it would
a hard
probably
one.
be
Seinfeld.
no, the guy with the hair, Kramer.
Oh, Kramer.
Yeah, the Kramer. Because without
That's a bad
Seinfeld,
rap.
you don't have the writing with him and
that's true.
Larry David.
Yeah.
So
I would say mine, because I have 3 children
Yeah.
and I don't get to watch TV. The only TV I get to watch is like SpongeBob. I would have to kill someone from SpongeBob.
That's
because that's
so
the only thing
funny.
I get to watch.
But that's very
Maybe
intelligent
Patrick?
cartoon, SpongeBob.
it is.
Very
It is.
intellectual, yes.
It is.
Yes, I know. If you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove that you were from the future?
Oh, I mean, that's a good one too. Now,
It's hard, right, without a cell phone.
So that's like the 1600s, right?
the 1600s,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I'd have to know how to create something that we have today that we didn't have then.
Or
Did they have toilets then?
No.
No.
I think it smelled bad then.
I think things were really bad. I think that was like bubonic plague.
Oh.
I would tell them that the rats caused it, and then I would probably get burned at the stake as a witch.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Even if you had, but think about it. Even if you had no clothes, right, and nothing, no modern technology, your teeth would still show that it's whiter than their teeth,
That I
right?
actually had
That you
teeth.
even had
That I
teeth.
even had
That you
teeth.
had
even
teeth.
had teeth.
Or maybe
or that I was my age. If we went back at 40, 1600,
think we were-
they would think we were like
Or
skeletons.
As tall as I'm 5'8", so I would be like an Amazon to them.
I would show them my extensions. Just say, this is what you have to look forward to 400 years
400
years in
later.
the future. If you had the ability to do magic like the characters from Harry Potter, how would you use it?
Oh, I would definitely figure out a way to feed the world.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, we just can't
I
go
mean, I
up.
would do
Yeah.
mine for good,
Yes.
but I wouldn't want to get found out, so I would start with random acts of kindness.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess I wouldn't.
Well, you probably already do that.
She
right?
does. She does,
Yeah.
but I would just be like, I'm gonna go do good. She'd be like, careful now.
I would be
She's
like,
just more
I
careful
don't know that
than
we
me.
could fix the world. Maybe every time that happens in movies, you mess it up more.
Yeah, they
You
do.
know that.
They do. They do. The balance
Yeah.
gets off kill. But I would definitely try to figure out a
We
way.
would use it for good as a short
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
like global warming. Would that be something that maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something that probably would need to be addressed.
Keep those ice caps frozen.
Yeah, yeah.
Clean all the plastic up out of the ocean.
What living person, other than family members, do you most admire?
That's hard. There's so many.
There are many. I'm gonna pick an easy one because there's many of them, and I'll say right now I follow Serena Williams a lot.
I was thinking her
You know what I
too.
mean? Just not to be like, oh, she is deep to me, but yeah, I would say Serena Williams.
Her too.
I like what she
Her
represents.
story is amazing,
I mean,
incredible.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I would say Malala.
Oh,
I just finished that book earlier this year.
okay.
Yeah, what
My
a
daughter just finished reading.
Oh, did she? Oh, I didn't know that. I would have talked to her about it.
It's just someone coming out of so much adversity and so
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
to have so much sort of like hope and energy
Yes.
and
spirituality.
and spirituality and inspiration. Like if she can do that at her tender young age,
Yeah.
then why am I sitting on the couch?
Well, you are inspiring people by just doing what you do, and I'm incredibly grateful. Where can people find the show? And we will have a link so people can buy tickets.
BroadwayBountyHunter.com. You can get tickets online there. We're at 27 Barrow Street at the Greenwich House Theater in the Village, which is such a cool area to just go have dinner,
It is.
see a show, hang out, have a drink after. That's basically where you can find
That's
it.
where you
And
can
your
find us.
hope for people watching the show?
My hope for people watching the show
Yeah,
that they come and then that they are entertained and want to share it with others.
I love
Because
it.
if they're not entertained, don't tell anybody. But they should be entertained.
there's
It's
no way they
amazing.
can't,
That's
okay?
what I say.
There's no way they
and
can't.
And
Everyone's leaving the theater already just with a smile on their face. And
It's a
having such
feel-good.
great time and also thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's that thing. I've had so many people tell me I just can't not only get the songs out of my head, but I keep thinking about the show.
Yeah, because
you
it's
know?
deep. There's
Yeah.
a deepness there underneath the fun and the talent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
Congratulations on just a job well done.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to come to the theater and
can't wait
actually
to see you,
see it in person with all the bells and whistles. But I know I'm going to enjoy it just as much as the first time, if not more. And thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon on Talking Live.
Thank you.
Thank you.